Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. As you can tell, my name is Jason and I will be introducing today's video. So I'm going to try and keep this a little bit shorter as I go through the usual spiel that most of you guys are fairly familiar with. Guys, if you have any strategies, anything you would like us to film, any suggestions, any ideas, questions, please email us at sincitylivingLV@gmail.com. We haven't gotten a strategy sent to us in a few weeks, so I love shooting these videos for you guys. Please send them to us. And of course, our usual shout out of appreciation to our patrons. Thank you very much. I hope you guys are enjoying the how to deal with the full dice, full craps instructional videos that we are putting out for you guys, the whole course. Putting them out 2 a week, so I hope you guys are enjoying them. If anybody's interested, just check the description down below. And otherwise, what I want to say is we have live streams. Live streams are coming very soon. The equipment is in the mail. It is on the way. So I don't want to take up too much time here. There is going to be a lot of information about the live stream, how to sign up, how to join us on our craps tournaments or anything else. Just check the end of the video. Even if you don't watch the full video, skip over to the end. At the end of the video, I'm going to have a discussion on a lot more detail on the live streams. I'm going to put that in the next couple weeks worth of videos. So please keep an eye, guys. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into today's video. So for today's video, I want to continue talking about regression strategies, which I started with one of our other videos. And this time, instead of looking at a $10 minimum bet table, we're going to look at what you're more likely to come across on the strip or even at some of the higher end places off the strip. And that is $25 minimum bet tables. Even on the strip, a $25 minimum bet table can be difficult to find. When you come across them, it might be the only one in the casino, and it might be packed. There might be a line of people waiting around, milling around it, waiting to play. When you start getting a little further away from center strip, they become easier to find. Downtown, they'll be a little bit easier to find, and of course, off the strip, they're a little bit easier to find. $25 minimum bet tables are starting to become the new standard. Like trying to find a $5 table here in Vegas is extraordinarily difficult. So we're going to look at the $25 minimum bet table. So if you're going to do a regression strategy and you're at a $25 minimum bet table, that means that that's the lowest that you can drop down to. So you have to start out higher. You have to start out higher in order to come down to that minimum bet. Now, typically, for a regression strategy, you need to start out at least double. You don't have to, but if you don't start out at least double, it takes you more hits in order to hit your quote-unquote break-even point before you can start your pressing strategy or mid-press, whatever it may be. The thing about regression strategies is regression strategies are typically only half of the strategy. They're usually the strategy that's used for rolls that are less than 6 rolls long. Once you cross that, you tend to go into a secondary strategy. It's not an opening move like some of our other videos where we'll present something that is that you use in order to lead into your strategy. This is actually a strategy, but it's only half of a strategy. If the roll continues to go, you don't continue to regress. And hopefully you don't just sit there and say bet, same bet, same bet, same bet. So typical regression style players will drop down and then they'll bring it right back up. Now there are ways to play it if you are at a lower table minimum, or not lower table minimum, but you want to start out lower. But we're going to start out looking at least double. So we're at a $25 minimum bet table. We want to go at least double. Now the point does not matter. Like all place bet strategies, you're going to place, or like most, you're going to place the point as well. Okay, you don't have to. You could always be on the pass line and then just do the rest. But we're going to look at it as if you're doing them all. So you want to be at least double, which means that you need to start out at least 320 across including. Bare minimum, 320 across including. Or 260 if you have a pass line bet on the point itself. 260, 270, whatever it may be. But if you're going to include the point, you want to be at least 320 and down. Now, or 320 across. So looking at that, let's say you've pulled $320 out of your bankroll, or let's say you started with $320 bankroll. So let's see what it takes in order to get to your break-even point to where you can go ahead and start going across. Well, what you need, the bare minimum is you need 160. 160 across will be the the minimum bet on a $25 minimum bet table. But what that means is most of these pay $70. So if you got two $70 payouts, you would have $140. So you're still not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. Except that you would have regressed. So let's look at it. Let's look at the minimum amount that you would get paid. It's going to be these inside numbers. Okay, now, so there's two ways to do it. You can get paid 3 times, which is going to give you $210, and then you say, bring me down to 160 across including. Or you take 2 hits and say, bring me down to 160 across including, in which case now you're still invested $20 into the roll. $20 invested into the roll on a $25 minimum bet table is pretty darn good, if you ask me. So that right there is probably your ideal spot. 2 hits, and then you come down. You've got that $140. So again, you've invested $320. You bought in for $320. Let's say an 8 hits. So you take it and you say, okay, same bet. Then it hits again. So you go ahead and take that payout, and now you say, bring me down to 160 including. Done. So we started with 320, right? We have $300. $300. So we're invested $20 into this roll, but now we can lead into the rest of our strategy. Now we get to start pressing. A single thing hits, and we're probably going to be pretty darn close back up to our original $320, unless we're power pressing. But even if we're mid pressing, we're going to be collecting a little bit of money. I mean, if the 8 hits, I'm going to collect $23 and go up to 42. So at that point, I'm at $323 sitting back in my rack. So I am back to my original starting bankroll after just 3 hits of the dice. The other option is you wait 3 hits and then regress down to 160 across. It's a little risky. You're gambling a little bit more, but you make a little bit more, have a little bit more stuff back into your bankroll, and then you go down to this bet. Alternatively, you could individually regress. So if you individually regress them, again, we're going to look at the ones that pay you the least amount. So let's look at, say, 5, 8, 9 hitting. Okay, so if a 5 hits, it pays $70, and you say, take me down to a quarter. You regress it down. Now let's say an 8 hits, and you say, take me down to 30. So after 2 hits, you've got $195 sitting back in your bankroll. You see, sitting back in your rack. So you're $120 invested into the roll off of your original starting amount. Now let's say that 9 hits. Okay, take me down to a quarter. Got it. Now we're at $290. After 3 hits, we're at $290 back in our bankroll. So we're $30 invested into the roll, and we've regressed it down, so we have a little bit less at risk. See, if you're same betting after 2 hits, you've got 140 sitting in your rack. Then if a 7 out comes, it hurts. You've got 140. You lost a little bit, lost $180. If you are doing this strategy, after 2 hits, you have a slightly less in your bankroll, but you've already regressed down a little bit. It all depends. It's all your style of play. You can play it however you want. Some people like to do it this way, hoping that other numbers hit. Some players will never regress down the ones that don't hit. I think that's kind of odd, because if you're playing regression strategy, you're trying to get your money off the table from your original bankroll. So it doesn't matter what hits. As soon as you've got enough to reload your bankroll for the next shooter, I would say, why would you do it? If you're not, then why are you playing regression strategy to begin with? So ideally, I actually like this, but at a certain point, like right now, I would probably, after 3 hits, I would say go ahead and take everything else down. Because now I am once again there's my 320, and I've got $50 in profit. 3 hits, I regress down, and I've got $50 in profit over my original bankroll. You could also do it at 2 hits. You're going to be close. You won't quite be there, but you'll be close. You actually may be there. And again, whatever you want to do. Now you have that freedom to bet however you wish to bet. So this is Regression Strategies on $25 minimum bet tables. Hope you guys find this interesting, illuminating, enlightening, just plain interesting. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. We will catch you guys next time. Bye now. Okay guys, so as I promised at the end of the videos, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the live stream and how it's going to work. So the first thing is, if you're interested in being one of the players for our craps tournaments, which is we're going to have every single week, please email us at sincityliving.lv@gmail.com. I need the email addresses and want to know who is interested so that we can get it set up and we can select it. I'm going to have the first round is going to be 16 players. There'll be 4 players per week. The 5th week is going to be the 4 champions from the previous weeks to get an ultimate champion. Haven't decided yet what the prize will be. Maybe I'll see if I can pick up another one of these lights. But we'll have some sort of prize for our champion. So please, if you're interested, email us. I want to pick the first 8 players, the first 2 weeks worth of players, so that we'll have the first 4 ready for the first week, and the other 4 will be kind of backup, just in case somebody has connection issues or something comes up and they're not able to play that week. Then I've got the other players on standby, so I can just bump one of them up or maybe shift the first person down or something along those lines. The main tournament is going to be Thursdays at 6 o'clock my time, Las Vegas time, 6 p.m. Las Vegas time. And it's the way it's going to work is it's going to be a time thing. I'm going to do the live stream for an hour. I'm going to do the game for an hour, rather. And it might work out to about 30 rolls, might work out to about 40 rolls. I'm not too sure. We'll see how it goes. But it's going to be time. It's going to be an hour. Instead of the craps tournaments that they do down on the strip where it's 30 rolls, we're going to do an hour. So I want to make sure I have a finite time limit for this to start with. And then we will go from there. I'm going to find a way, either a Discord or a Zoom or a private chat room, some way for the players to be logged into something where I can communicate with them on my second computer so that they can tell me what their bets are, what they want to bet, what they want to press when something hits, without me having to scroll through the full chat of the live stream itself. I'm not going to be able to keep an eye on that, and if we have enough people watching and chatting, it could be difficult to keep an eye. So I have to figure that part out. Another reason I need the emails, so I can communicate back and forth with the potential players. So if you're interested, again, please email me. Eventually, just pretty much everybody's going to have an opportunity to be in on these things because we're going to do multiple ones. I'm also looking at probably doing a second craps tournament, maybe late Wednesday nights, possibly, I'm not sure, where I'm going to do it a little bit different. The second one is going to be, instead of 1 hour and then whoever's got the most chips is the winner, because those craps tournaments tend to have really weird strategies. They're not normal strategies that you'd see in normal play, because you're competing against other players and you just want to make sure you have more chips than them by the end. What I'm going to do with the second tournament is, instead of a weekly winner, we're going to play for an hour, and then I'll keep track of how much money people still have on there, or how many chips they still have. And then the next week, same players are going to keep going. Basically, this game will go until the bankrolls end, until we have one person with money left, or chips left. Again, there's no money involved in this. So once we have one final winner, so people will drop out as their play money bankrolls expire, as they run out of chips. So that one, I'm guessing we'll see some more normal strategies, the kind of things people actually play when they're actually playing craps. And then eventually we're going to add baccarat, pai gow, 3-card poker, blackjack, of course, to these tournaments. Whatever we can, to these live streams and live stream tournaments. Whatever we can, when we can, as best we can. We're going to have to figure it out as we go. We have a lot of time constraints between me working full-time plus a child. But we're going to do the best we can. We're very, very excited to have this going. And we also we'll try and pick a day or time where I can do a patron exclusive tournament or two. We'll see how many of our patrons are interested, and see if we can't get that going as well, where it's only on the patron site. So definitely stay tuned, guys. Please, if you're interested in playing in one of the tournaments or partaking in our live streams, aside from just the chat, obviously it's a live stream, please watch, chat with us, let us know how it's going or what you think, and otherwise, please, again, email us, sincityliving.lv@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Any suggestions, please hit us up. Thank you guys very, very much. We appreciate every single one of you guys, and we will catch you guys next time.